Hello everyone, and welcome back to the village of Lakeberg, which, considering somehow we have managed to go ahead and just crown our own version of royalty at the Lakeberg Palace by the forest. There is actually no lake. Actually, is there even a lake? I guess, okay, the lake is probably over here, unless that's the beach. That looks suspiciously like a beach to me. Hold up here. Why are we Lakeberg? I'm beginning to doubt our very existence now. Oh my gosh. But welcome back to Lakeberg, where we now have the royal palace of the palace by the lake, which the lake doesn't exist, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it. It's good for very weird branding of our village, I suppose, where we just crowned our royalty. I'm still so tickled about that because now we have our throne room where Queen Saffron herself, who is honestly not very good as a queen, she has zero skill in leadership, zero, is sitting upon the throne, helping out. Okay, actually, that's really hilarious that I said she has zero leadership skill. Because she married Zero, the poor villager who the golden goose of prophecy laid the egg upon, and so I've just been following them around in desperation to cling to some sort of story. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, she does have zero leadership qualities, doesn't she? But alright, so Saffron herself is sitting upon the throne with royal consort Zero, and neither of them have very much leadership skill at all. But to be fair, a lot of other people in the town didn't either. But perhaps, just perhaps, we will be able to go ahead and we will be able to have little Bunny Quakes, who is only 1 year old right now and also has zero leadership skill, be trained up in leadership in the future, as she is our heiress. The first of what may be several royal heirs to potentially pick from, which would be probably a good idea to have, considering the fact that we now have the Assassin's Guild. With our assassin, Laurent, who one day hopes to become a knight instead. And I actually love this idea since he is kind, social, energetic. He never wanted to be part of the Assassin's Guild, perhaps, but grew up in it, as one does. I mean, it'd be really hard, I imagine if you're born into an Assassin Guild to get out of that life, because what are you gonna do for your background? I guess you'd learn how to craft a really good background, but whatever Laurent Wildfire did, he was a noble, and I love the idea that perhaps he will go and attempt to assassinate the royal family, only to have his kind heart make him hesitate. How could he do that, especially to little baby Bunny? And I like the idea that he's going to become a knight instead. How we make knights, I have no idea, but that may be something, since for some reason Saffron, to be honest, I don't think Saffron would be worried at all about assassins as the queen. I think that she would be extremely curious to see how much money the kingdom could start pulling in, which is going to be quite important because perhaps rumors of yet another village that I may or may not have traveled to are reaching her royal ears, and that village, maybe everyone didn't die because they starved to death or froze to death like the other one, but rumors of another village where everyone descended into just dens of vices because they were not able to keep these special needs of health and faith and entertainment and protection up. Perhaps those needs were completely in the red, and perhaps a lot of very bad things happened to our villagers there. And so, because of rumors of this other village where everything went chaotic because maybe somebody was focused on following adorable little family lineages and growing families instead of actually paying attention to the, special needs of the town. Not looking at myself. I do think that Her Royal Highness Queen Saffron, unknowingly, walking around with an assassin now trailing her, considering when he might strike, is going to be thinking about how we can make a lot more gold. And one of the ways we can now make gold is actually the treasury. So right now we're pulling in taxes from everybody. We just have like low taxes. And if we have a treasurer, that will actually help balance out the like satisfaction of our villagers who are being taxed. They'll be a little bit less fussy about that. And we should be able to go ahead and get more gold. And having gold is very, very, very important because we could do things like listen to our poor lumberjacks who are also exceptionally old. Oh my word. What are we doing to you, alpaca? Like, how much life expectancy? Oh my gosh, he's getting very close to the end of his life expectancy because of his occupation. Oh my goodness. I wonder if we can help him live longer if we like work on getting some of his friendships up, because apparently like your vitality, which is your life expectancy, could go up if you have more friendships, and also your occupation being a little easier could help. Yeah, maybe Her Royal Highness is looking around and realizing, oh, she does want that new wing of the palace built, and we're going to need plenty of wood to do that. But the lumberjacks are telling us that they have too much wood. They have abundant wood. They have maximum wood. They don't know how to take care of all this wood, so we need to expand the stocks for it. But to do that, you need money. And to go ahead and maybe take care of your lumberjacks so that you don't lose the extremely highly skilled, very talented ones, we kind of need to go ahead and see if we can increase their life expectancy by improving working conditions, which is something I have actually never done anywhere. Wow, we only have 300 gold. I want to go ahead and do this. What if I use up some of our... Well, I don't want to use up my builder tickets right now. Those are precious too. But yes, Her Royal Highness is realizing we need cash dollars, and the llama actually doesn't have a lot of cash dollars to offer us right now. Okay, furniture for gold I'll take. And also Her Royal Highness is hearing rumors that jewelry apparently comes up quite often as a good trade with this alpaca. Maybe this other village learned that. And if you can have a lot of extra jewels on hand, ready to go ahead and be taken from the mines of Lakeberg and transformed into the jewels of Lakeberg. Maybe we'll call them like the jewel drops, or like the dew drops of Lakeberg. Oh, I like that. Maybe we'll have like a special sapphire or saffron, I guess. What color is saffron again? Oh no! Because saffron is like an actual plant. It's kind of purple. The plant is purple, and then it's very, very red for the actual saffron pieces. And the saffron that we use in cooking actually comes from the tiny little stigmas and styles of the saffron flower. It's a type of crocus. Yeah, look, you're here for pixel biology. You're gonna get a botany lesson tucked in there somewhere if I've been paying attention, trust me. But where was I? All right, look, saffron's a real plant. It's one of the most expensive plants in the world, up there with vanilla, because you harvest like just this teeny tiny part, the little part that pops up to put out pollen and things like that, from this small crocus plant. And that's why it's so expensive. Just like the vanilla bean is so expensive because it is from an orchid. So it's the seed pod of an orchid. Just like cashews are expensive because the cashew is this little like nut that grows on the fruit of a cashew tree, and it's one nut per fruit. So now that Queen Saffron has had a botany lesson from one of the nature-loving villagers, and her eyes are beginning to glaze over because all she wanted to know was how to make more cash dollars, the long story short of it is that we can have, how about some blue for the lake, some red for saffron, and some purple for the royal family colors, as the gemstones and the jewels that we will call the dewdrops of the lake, of Lakeberg. And we'll sell those for hopefully lots of cash dollars in the future if we can get our hands on a lot of them, because like I said, that actually comes up pretty often in trades. So we heard from this other village, cough cough, and it can make you a lot of money. And we want to make a lot of money. So now that I've yammered your ears off and gone ahead and finally managed to do these trades, ooh, only 17 rocks for like 12 jewelry? Oh, Bianca, you beautiful llama. But if you notice now, I think we're capped out on jewelry. Whoops. Okay, Queen Saffron would definitely be excited about expanding our stockpile of jewelry. Let's not lie. We could trade that away for bread, but I think we're good on bread, so no need to worry there. Meanwhile, I think our poor lumberjacks are kind of like, but Your Majesty, upgrading the granaries and the storages, that's like the one place you can't use builder's tickets on. And now we don't have enough money for having the wood stored somewhere. Well, maybe one of the lumberjacks could work in the treasury instead. All right, well, let's pop over here and see what's going on. It actually looks like Sky Stoneberry, who is our mason, would make the best treasurer in the entire village. That's hilarious. Sky is actually, he's very, very sad right now because he does not, whoa, occupation is like -3? Hold up here. Is that because it's wow, the morale of the people working in the Mason's workshop is so terrible. I love this idea. What if Sky Stoneberry, having worked in the Mason's shop for so very long, finally decides, now that we have a royal family, that he must do something to change the working conditions for his friends who have been here and who struggle so much, and actually apparently lose a lot more of their life than I thought they would from this occupation. So we're gonna actually say that Sky will march forth into the royal castle, and in kind of like raising his fist and getting ready to yell at the queen about it, she's gonna blink at him, adjust her crown, and be like, oh good, I was hoping somebody would show up to take care of the treasury. Oh, and the chancellery, I haven't even gotten to that yet. I'm a little bit of a yammerer, I know. That also needs gold. The chancellery uses gold to produce satisfaction among our populace so that we can tax them heavily in the treasury, and then the chancellery makes sure that they're happy enough not to rebel and basically overthrow the throne. So in the chancellery, satisfaction. This index represents each class's satisfaction towards political decisions, as well as the kingdom's capacity to accommodate, feed, and meet the general needs of its inhabitants. Oh, I didn't know about that last part. We can actually tell if we can keep everybody alive. That'd be useful. Be sure to monitor satisfaction progress. After all, a rebellion is never beneficial to a sovereign, and on the other hand, a satisfied class will know how to show its approval. I wonder what that means. By placing a worker in the chancellery, you will considerably increase one class's out of the 3, peasant, artisan, and nobles, satisfaction. Ooh! Well, who would be a good, Her Royal Highness, and then Titian, the merchant, and then Kitty the rat trainer. If he spent so long learning how to train rats, I wonder if that would make him good at working with people who are being really fussy, or maybe he'd be really good in the treasury. But in any case, we are going to have Sky Stoneberry march his way into the castle, ready to yell at the queen, only to find himself given the position of treasurer. So I think now that he is treasurer, I think he will enjoy that job because it makes him very happy. He's got good leadership and good intelligence. And let me just double check something. So right now, it would be 59 gold every 90 days. If we add him, okay, it's 5 more gold every 90 days, which isn't a lot. But if our different groups, right now the peasant satisfaction is up to 71, and if we can make it between 80 and 100, then the production time on everything will go up to efficient. Really? Adds the efficient trait to the targeted villagers every 90 days. The morale would go up, the prestige would go up. That'd be really cool! All of our peasants would become more efficient? Imagine what happens if you actually feed people and make sure that they're content and happy. What would happen with it would be efficient for the artisans, and efficient for the nobles, I don't know how many of each class we have. I would really love if we could like tell that. Let's see, faith gauge, health gauge. And it would really be helpful if I could see like some representation of what each class needs, because different classes sometimes want different items. But we'll worry about that later. For now, Queen Saffron's going to kind of, once again, have her eyes crossed in confusion over everything that's going on. And maybe, should we hire Kitty? Or Light? Like, okay, who can we... Okay, we have a lot of fish. We need to keep our health up so that people don't end up getting the plague. And maybe Queen Saffron doesn't really want rats in the palace, so she's going to go and, how is Light Shine Scale? He's very smart, and he's funny, he's greedy, depressive. Do I have anybody who'd be happy to be a chancellor? That's actually a good question, because I've learned that the people being really content at their job so that they've got like the sparkly stars around whatever their career is. Oh wow, we've got a lot of babies I need to name. Like for instance, right here we have Fawn Wildfire, who is shy, boring, aesthetic, and beautiful. Also very young. And she is very happy to be a baker. So that will actually give her not only a bonus to her life expectancy, it'll help her gain some of these skills like the food skill faster and some of the actual, or I guess this would be, is that aspiration? And these are skills? The stat, we'll call these the stats. But she should gain her like baker dexterity stat a little bit faster because she loves that job. That's her aspiration that she wants to pursue. And if we can get the level of the aspiration higher and higher, then they gain even more of those skills and their morale goes even higher and they get even better at their job. It really actually pays to pay attention to those details I learned in another village that we won't talk about. Which does make me side-eye Laurent Wildfire the assassin a little bit more, but we'll worry about that later. But anybody want to be the chancellor? Like, does anybody in the entire village have the vaguest desire? Oh my good gravy! Nolina! You're a level 5, 100 nature 10 strength farmer? My jaw's on the ground. Do you have an apprentice? Because somebody who's maxed out on their skills and is also exceptionally intelligent would be able to train the apprentices the best. That is how you really manage to get the upgrade to like the aspiration and the skills for the students. And if you can get those skills really high, like the fact that little M. Grimnail here, already as a smart, if frail, social obstinate child, will be able to be like a farmer or any of these other careers that have to do with nature and gain skills and gain the ability to really get a lot of those resources so much easier. In other words, long story short there. Sorry, I'm a little chatty today. No, I'm trying not to say sorry about that anymore. If you really, really work at making sure that you can get a great mentor and student relationship while someone's a child, they can come out the gate super high stats. And you're gonna need that if you want to keep everybody alive as you get more and more people. And suddenly you're desperate for a priestess. You will never really find like a level 4 or 5 priestess who can go and heal everybody from the plague. Trust me, you might want that. Just as like a person who you can marry into the village or recruit into the village, but you can train them. If they are born into your village, and you'll make sure to give them the best education possible, to tap into the potentiality of the futures and the potential that the children have, and shape them into something fantastic, then they become like level 4 or 5 basically as soon as they grow up, which is amazing, and can keep your village alive. And you know what? As a young mother herself, I do believe that Queen Saffron finds that to be... okay, I wasn't trying to go there. Queen Saffron finds that to be exceptionally encouraging, and she wishes to encourage the youth of the land, which brings me back around to Queen Saffron being basically told in 1.5 million meetings, to the point where she's beginning to realize why her husband, Zero, never wanted this job, that not only should they add more entertainment, protection, not only should they make sure that people have enough of the apples and the livestock farms that they need, even paintings, but a school. A school would be able to go ahead and give education to the children, which would make them more productive, which would make more money for the treasury. So I think that's going to be our first goal, is we're going to try to like barrel our way to a school as quickly as we can. Actually, I guess that would take care of my wood problem of having too much wood. If I just like yeet the theater and everything else down. Oh, that's going to be so much fun. All right. But those are like some of the really big lessons I've learned from another village, let's just say. Like for instance, right now, Penny, who is like 7 intelligent, but she's also like, wow, she's maxed out too. That'd be +7, but this would be +8 to learn from Nalina because she has higher intelligence. The more intelligent the person who is training your students, the faster they will learn and the better they will learn. So we're gonna actually have Nalina go ahead, and she's going to be responsible for training the kids because I think she is going to be a little bit better at it. And to make it a little easier on our old lady Nalina here, we'll even go ahead and we will upgrade the working conditions for this place. There we go. I kind of want to upgrade them all the way just to see what would happen, but I kind of don't want to use up all my builder's tickets, especially because the lumberjacks are like, hello? We came to you first, Your Majesty. Oh, all right. So that's basically the plan. Let's see if I can get, yes. And meanwhile, Saffron's just going to grab like fisherman light scale or light shine scale as he goes by because she needs somebody as a chancellor. You can now choose which villager's class you wish to influence. Your chancellor will speak to the nobles by default, but you can change the targets. The first swap is free of charge. So we can basically, free wedding outfits. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. Today is the Crown Festival. To ensure the event is remembered for generations to come, the Queen spared no expense. Everyone in the village will be offered an outfit for the occasion. Aww, Lasma, Saffron, and Galactic are all here. The people of Lakeberg all rushed to the tailors. However, the peasants soon noticed the differences between their outfits and the artisans. The material, dyes, and decorations were not the same. Why, of course, replied the latter. The importance of the event doesn't mean social classes are not to be differentiated. Really? You know, so if we tell everybody no, we're going to make sure that you know if you're a peasant or an artisan or a noble at this party. The peasants will be sad, the artisans will be happy. If we tell them, of course we're going to make sure that everybody like ends up looking like they're all decked out to the max, then the peasants will be happier and the artisans will be more upset because they won't be as special. We're gonna go ahead and not differentiate. Not because, well, Queen Saffron is kind to some degree, but also because it shows off the wealth of the kingdom a lot better if it looks like everybody is rich. So no differentiation. The Queen magnanimously offered an outfit of the same value to everyone. No distinction was made, except for artisans willing to pay extra for the outfit of their dreams. The peasants were delighted, but this decision deeply offended the artisans. Too bad, so sad. Now I have happy peasants! Yes! Look at that. Now we have made it so that we are able to go ahead and we now have efficient peasants. That is going to be quite useful, I think. But meanwhile, we have made the artisans kind of unhappy, which, I mean, not the best, but at least we're not entirely in the inefficient area just yet. And we'll work on trying to make the nobility and everyone else content as well, in the future, that is. But alright, that was enough to keep Her Royal Majesty quite busy for quite a while. Oh, and now we don't have a fisherman. Whoops. I thought we had more. Oh, Penny, do I have like a lumberjack I could move over here? Because we have plenty of lumber. Who's my, oh dear. It doesn't look like we have a very easy access lumberjack. Oh geez. All right, I'm gonna have to pick somebody to come and work over here. Maybe Beetle? Like Nature? Nature, you come over here. You're an old man now too. You can just sit by the river and like enjoy catching those fish, okay? But alright, so now that I have yammered about a lot of the mechanics behind everything, we shall go ahead and we shall deepen our efforts to actually making sure that Lakeberg can thrive through trying to put out more nests for the storks to arrive and taking better care of making sure that the next generation of Lakeberg becomes exceptionally well educated. And then we'll see how much prestige and everything that we can knock out of the park before it's been 75 years and the realm shall come to an end, which actually makes me kind of sad. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.